Hello tubers, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today I've just been cleaning up, or started to clean up, some more figures. See the hands? Yes, you guessed it, I'm stripping figures. Don't get the neighbours talking. These are Perry's, as those of you in the know. Old Guard Grenadiers, or Grenadiers of the Old Guard. With this, I believe the short tails. So later period, I believe. And we've got some Retreat from Orc land. All right, then I'll have to say it. Retreat from Moscow, which are really nice figures. The reason I'm doing all this is, I suppose it's not a rant. It's just I was looking at buying some more. I just fancy doing metal figures at a larger scale for a change. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pressing on up ahead. I've decided I'm going to do some. These are the Landwehr Austrians AB. Well, I thought I'd do a force of Austrians. I think maybe. But I wanted to do some 28 mils to paint and sell, but in metal. And the price is just eye watering now. I mean, to get just if you bring a larger unit, which French can often be fielded at, like 30 plus. If you brought it down to 24 figures, you're still looking on the whole. And I'm not going to name any companies. To like 40, 48, 52, 53 quid. And that's without the postage. And it's just, I'm not knocking the companies. I don't believe anybody's sat there with looking like Isambard King de Brunel with I'm using that just so you can get a picture, with a big top hat, a gold watch chain, and a big cigar saying, let's squeeze them to the pipsqueak. But I just think we get into a stage where if you were gaming metals at this scale, and I've also got a couple of other 28 mil forces, nothing large apart from my Vietnam range, which still isn't particularly large. But it's getting harder and harder for someone like me to find that these guys are just obtainable. There's no point going on eBay because everybody's selling either unpainted figures for almost the same as a manufacturer, or painted figures. I've even looked at buying people's painted figures, stripping them, and like I've done with my own, and doing it that way. But they're just asking for painted prices, and they're actually more expensive than just buy them from the manufacturer. To say that I'm going to strip them anyway and take them off the bases and all that type of stuff. Yeah, it hurts really. I don't know where I understand, especially in the UK, we've got the highest energy prices in the world, more or less, and not just because of this donut in the States doing all the, what it's doing in Iran and all the rest of it, but just we just have they're forcing green stuff. And this isn't a political thing on a day that we've got council elections. This isn't no political thing, but it is. We've just got we're an expensive, very expensive place to live, which means things just get sold to as expensive, produced expensive is what I'm trying to say. I can't really get the camera up to show the desk is all Napoleonics at the moment. But yeah, the smaller figure ranges are still obtainable for me, and I often like the smaller range, like the ABs, so those 15 mil English Civil War have done that. They were fine, but the 28 mils now are just getting it's just getting sad. If you wanted to build a force of anything, it's eye watering. And I know no hobby's cheap, but yeah, I don't know, because as usual with prices, they just don't go down, do they? Anyway, so I haven't got actually a huge lead pile or pile of shame. I've got a few plastic sprues still. Paul sends me some occasionally. Thank you, Paul, from the Plastic Monkey channel. Very, very much, Mara. I always appreciate it. And I've painted some up, and there's still a few drifting around because I've not been. Whether again people have got no money in their pockets, my prices haven't gone up in what I sell things on eBay, and I've sold literally 3 since January. I've probably had about, and some of them are old. I mean, when I say old, they're just things I paint, put in boxes. They don't get gamed, and then when I finish, get fed up of that as a project, I'll sell them on. And I've literally sold the Bavarians in 28 mil that you've seen me paint on here. I've sold those on, and a gentleman was kind enough to offer me one of those offers without, and it was more than I would normally get actually. So because most of my stuff goes on one bid, but all the Epic I've got loads of painted Epic. Can't sell it, and I've tried to sell it 4 or 5 times. The Prussians, some French, the Covenanters did sell on one bid. But yeah, I'm just saying, is it the times? I can't. I said to my wife, I can't afford to buy metal units even at 24 four figures and paint them and sell them really, because they're not selling it. Because if I've always said to you guys, if I get stuck with them, I can't buy any more, because what I normally do is to fund my own, like these little guys, um, all the English Civil War ones I've got, is I sell. These aren't complete yet, but I sell these, plastic Napoleonics, metal. These I've just started work on these guys. These are the command stand. And I bought these in years and years ago, 10, 12 years ago, I have no idea. And they, we bummed from the elbow then really. So normally I prefer to add extra drummers, sergeants, officers in each stand, just to make it look a bit different rather than just complete ranks of guys marching. But this is just a basic command stand, and I think this unit's about 30 odd strong when I finish stripping them all. But yeah, I thought, well, the only thing I can do is I went into me pile of shame, hiked out. This was the only formed unit I've got. Ripped them off the bases, which were appalling. This is to show how. That's what I was painting like before. Horrible. so they're slowly being stripped. There's the winter ones from Retreat from Moscow. Eyes like fried eggs. But it's what you do, isn't it? You get better as you go along. Hopefully, be kind. So it was a case of, well, I've got the winter ones, the 1812 campaign. We've got these as a formed unit. I'll stick these on Perry-sized bases. I don't think these will sell, no matter how well I can paint them. I don't think they'll sell, because they're a bit hard to place as a group, aren't they? Really. But we'll go. I've got them. Let's strip them and take a punt. This will be put back on bases, 4 to a base probably, and we'll go with that. I've got the on-off project to those Spanish guerrillas. They are almost complete now. I've got 3 to do, which are half done, so I can have eBay laugh at me again. I've even got some. These will Darren in Australia. That's just insulted him and Les. The Kiwis, by the way. These are they Pahia or Pahia? The Maori call settlers. So I, of course, went for settlers because my own regiment is made up of 4 regiments, older regiments. Well, my regiment's gone now, but they were in New Zealand in about just before the Indian Mutiny, because they'd moved over to India just before then. Lucky them. So stripping all these down and having another go, but they're really the only ones that I've got. I've still got this Perry wagon behind me that's been there for ages. Lovely, lovely little figures, those. I think they're Paul Hicks's again. But yeah, it's I don't know where the hobby's going, because people's wages aren't going up. I know. I hate to put people in things like middle class people and professional people, but they'll be able to afford these still. But most people on lower wages, especially now, are going to be really, really. Where do you? As I say, my thing's always been paint a unit, or I usually end up having to paint 2 units, but it's different whether the same genre or time period, whatever. Paint 2 units. Wife lets me keep some money back. I put it into a unit of my own. I keep back money that I've put into the original 2 units, so I can reinvest. And that's how I do it. That's how I put. But when nothing's selling, it's I wouldn't say scary, but it's just you can't go forward, can you? I say this isn't a swing at the manufacturers, and no, I'm not ass kissing them. Sorry if you believe that's a swear word. YouTube, um, I'm not kissing their butts. I don't, as I say, I'm not somebody who goes around knocking them up for freebies or anything like that. And again, no offense to people that do that. That's your business. It's just a case of they've got metal prices, power prices, staff prices, transport prices. You get it. We all know. It's just, I can see it just constricting and constricting. Whether you, especially if you game, but even a painter like me, you're taking a massive punt these days to afford figures. Yeah, you get a box of figures, but the problem is selling said box of figures. And when I say box, I'm on about to say if these, because if these are Perrys, and we'll say mention Perrys, who probably are, with 6 figures for £9 is, you've got at least a chance. You could just buy one of their little black boxes with 6 figures in, and paint those if you're a painter. But again, people are after units, particularly unless you're going to do skirmish ones. But and yeah, that's a tip for people that are out there and they're trying to sell figures for money. Try skirmish figures. Voltigeurs for French if you do Napoleonics. Light infantry, that type of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I was just finishing cleaning these, as you can tell the state of my hands. By the way, I was cleaning these in. I don't know if I can get this under there. Well and truly grimy box, 4 at a time. I've got so much IPA, so alcohol. I find that if I leave them over in 24 hours or 12 hours, use an old toothbrush to brush them off, I'm still left with some residual, which I then use some. I've got a lot of lacquer thinner, and I use that up just with a small cup with a brush. Wear a mask, and it won't get rid of it all. These are about to now go in the sink with some some suds and stuff, but a bit on there isn't too bad, and then I reprime them. But what it will do is it will melt down. Any little chunky bits will get melted down. That's the lacquer will melt it down. It just smears it, so it doesn't take any detail away. That's how I've been doing it anyway. Right, well, thanks for listening to this bit of a ramble on moan. It's not a rant. I often say things, and people go, "Great rant, Gav," and I'm thinking, but I'm not ranting. It must come over something different to you guys. I'm not ranting. I'm just I can't say depressed because I've got clinical depression. I've always got it, and I just think I don't know where this ends. I mean, plastic figures, a box of plastics now is got, yes, second party sellers, third party, whatever they call them. They'll knock a couple of £3 off, but you're still looking at hovering around the 27 quid mark. Only a couple of years ago, I was still being able to snap up boxes of Perrys, these being the case, for 18, 19 quid. You can't do that now. Not a chance. But yeah, metals particularly, but plastics coming up behind him. Is 28 mils, that is the question, becoming affordable for anybody? I don't think 3D printing is particularly the way to go. I know people do print, and if you're just painting, maybe, yeah, fair, I suppose. But if you're gaming them, I'm not convinced still with when you get take these guys with the long muskets, bayonets. What I always want to know is why do manufacturers always put a bayonet on the end when they weren't walking around with bayonets all half the time fixed? I don't believe. Anyway, These are going to be Salzburg. If you didn't see the short I put up, these are AB 18mm miniatures. They're going to be Salzburg Landwehr of the Australian, all the Austrians out there now, Austrian Napoleonic Army. There could be a few Aussies in there. Who knows? They tend to get everywhere, like sand in your shorts. But oh, I used to live over there for a bit. They don't mind. I used to live in WA. The sand does get everywhere. But yeah, I went for the Salzburgers because I can do a couple of. I've just chucked. This is a tiny unit, so I've just done two of these. There is a particular colour of the brown. I just can't remember what it's called. And this doesn't resemble it. It's just my way of doing stuff. And the single officer I've got with him, he's going to be in green. But the good thing with these Salzburgers, if you want to do Landwehr, is you can paint them with yellow cuffs, yellow collars, and on the grey, the rock. It's called rock something, but is that the hat? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, the epaulets can be just piped yellow, or if you do the brown version, full yellow. I'm going on Rawkins, so anybody shoots me down, I've got the Rawkins guides on a lot of stuff, and he's the guy I go to. I know he's passed away now, but I listen to him. Right, thanks for stopping by and listening to this drivel. I'm going to get out of this room now because I told you to wear a mask when cleaning with the last bit of cleaning you do on these with the lacquer. Gav didn't. And now my head's floating even more than normal. So I'm going to go and drink a brew, let Nugget in the garden, and rapidly tidy the house up before my wife gets back. And we'll catch each other soon on another video. You look after yourselves.